Look, if you want to grow a dog training business, hey, Delilah. Hey. Okay. If you want to build a dog training business and you want it to be successful, listen, if you think it's just about the results, it's not. And if you believe that, just working with your clients and delivering exactly what you offer them is going to be enough to satisfy their needs, you're going to be sorely mistaken. People are looking for a relationship. They want an experience. And so if it's just, by the book, this is how I do things, here are the results, and you're focused on, the commands, and you're focused on the behavior modification, and you're focused on, the tools that you're using, but you're not really building that relationship with your client, they're going to find somebody else who is willing to give them that type of engagement, somebody who's willing to build that relationship with them. So if you want somebody to feel like you actually care, it's not about just being there for the 1 hour a week when you meet with them. It's about having that relationship, discussing things, checking in with them, finding out, even when they're not on the schedule, you're checking in with them. You're finding out how their dog is progressing and what things are working for them. You're staying engaged in that process. You're not just giving them exactly what was written into the contract. You've got to go over and above. Listen, as a business owner, people aren't just looking for, a transactional type of relationship. They want an actual in-depth relationship with the people that they're working with. People want to work with people that they know, that they like, and that they trust. And you can't do that just by having some plain Jane vanilla type of attitude when you go through your training sessions and it's just cut and dry. This is what it is. Okay, here's the 60 minutes. I'm out of here. Like, you can get by, you can do that. But if you want to actually build a business that's successful, you want to build a business that people go out of their way, they're shouting your praises from the rooftops, and they want to talk about you even when you're not around, and they want to go out of their way to tell other people about the experience that they had with you, then you have to start working on building these relationships with your clients. Is it work? Yeah, it's work. This is a business. It's not meant to be easy. You didn't get into this because you thought it was going to be something that you would just kind of do as a as a side gig. And if you did, great. If you're still in it and you want it to grow into something different, don't treat it like a side gig. Treat it like something that you're passionate about. Think about your clients on a deeper level than think of them on a deeper level than just, a transactional relationship where it's like, I did my work, they paid their bill, and I've got 5 sessions left. That's not what this is about. It's about building a relationship so that they know you and they believe in you and they think about you when you're not around because you're thinking about them. You're staying connected. You're giving them over and above, the value of what they signed up for. Because when it comes down to it, you want people to be thinking about you and telling other people about you and the amazing experience that they have. You want them, every time they see somebody with a dog, they want to go out of their way to tell them, hey, I've got this amazing trainer that I worked with, and, I talk to them all the time, and they're always checking in with me, and I've worked with other trainers, but I've never had an experience like this. You have to work with this person. And, it's not something that just happens naturally. You can't expect people to go out of their way to endorse you and give them your recommendations. But if you do it in a way where it's just so natural because they become more or less part of your family, then it happens naturally for them. They will go out of their way. They'll do the things that are necessary for you to grow your business because you're invested in their success to a level that's over and above what any other trainer would do. And that's what's going to safeguard you against having other trainers, infringe on your turf or step on your toes and swoop up your clients that you're not giving that experience to. You got to build a business that is based around clients. This is a service-based industry. Not everything can be cut and dry. It can't just be like, okay, you signed up for this service, I'm going to deliver exactly what I told you I was going to, and if I did my job, then we're good, goodbye. No, it's not about just producing the result. It's about engaging into something that's much more long-lasting. Your clients, you should be thinking about this. Your main goal should be to get a Christmas card from your clients every year. That's the type of relationship that you want. You don't want it to just be like, oh, I have a problem, let me reach out. 6 months down the line, I stopped doing what I was supposed to do, but you're the person that's responsible for making sure my dog behaves, so you're on the hook. That's not the way it should be. It should be something where they're looking forward to hearing from you, and you should be periodically checking in with them. You should be over-delivering value 10 times what they signed up for. And the way that you do that is by being real with people, connecting with them on a deeper level and not just giving them what they signed up for. Because if you don't, I can promise you that somebody else will. And you'll end up losing clients. You'll end up having difficulties in trying to clean up messes that you could have resolved before they ever ended up being a problem. And you can just build your business with the standards and, the expectations that you are going to do what other trainers are not willing to. And if that sounds like a lot of work, It is. But if you're in this to win it and you want to have a business that has a foundation that is sturdy enough to withstand even the most torrential downpour and difficulties, because, I mean, look at it, guys. There's no sense in denying it. The economy has changed, and not everyone is signing up for dog training in the same, volume that they were in the past. But this gives you the biggest opportunity in the world because you can deliver service leaps and bounds above what other trainers are doing. A lot of trainers are still just lazy, just expecting that somehow things are just going to keep going. And if they are, leading their business with this mentality of laziness, it gives you a huge opportunity to exceed what they're delivering for their clients and to be the person that you want to be and to be the person that your clients want you to be. So it really just comes down to you understanding, like, what are your clients' expectations? You should do surveys periodically and find out what are their expectations? What are they looking for? What do they value most in the service that you deliver? And when you figure out what their hot buttons are, double down on those things. And every time you take a new client on, do the things that they said are most important to them. Because that's what's going to create this essence in your business where everyone who comes through has a uniform experience. They love your service. They love you. They love everything that they get from you. And they go out of their way to tell other people about you. So if that's important to you and you want to have something, a business that people want to write home about, then you have to be different from everybody else out there. And that's a huge opportunity, is that most trainers these days, they don't look at their business as some huge opportunity. They look at it as either a hobby or they look at it as, something that's more of a chore. It's like, wow, I did this because I love it, but now I have all these clients and it's a hassle and I've got all this obligation and responsibility and it's difficult and it's time consuming and it's inconsistent. Or they're like, I just don't want to put in that time, that effort, or that energy. Either one of those individuals, and that's the primary, people in this industry that makes up the primary population of dog trainers, is that if you don't fall into one of those two categories and you're actually the person that goes leaps and bounds above and you produce, amazing results, but not only that, you give people an experience that they can't get anywhere else, you're going to take the primary, segment of the market share. You're going to be the go-to trainer in your area because you take pride in what you do and you give people the best experience and you work with people extending beyond what they paid for. You're still checking in. You're still following up. You're still, engaging with them. You give them a call periodically to make sure that things are going right. And why do you do that? Because it matters to you. And it's the thing that's going to set you apart from all the other opportunities out there in the marketplace. And if you're that trainer, I can promise you, people are going to reach out. They're going to tell you, hey, I talked to 3 different people this week and I told them all about my experience. And maybe it's not every one of the people that you work with that you hear from, about 3 different referrals that they're giving you that week, but you're going to have an amplified effect of people who want to go out of their way to tell others about you. And that's really what this is about. You didn't get into this because you expected to do it for 6 months. You did it because you decided that this was your dream. This was your vision. So build that vision to the extent that you believe in it. Build it to the extent and embrace, the idea of whatever you thought you were getting into and whatever that vision was. Don't let it diminish or become diminished as a function of the difficulties in going through growing a business. Yeah, it's a lot of work trying to follow up with a lot of people, especially as you grow. You'll have more people to follow up with. You'll have more work to do, but that's part of the process, and that's what's going to make you stand apart. So do these things. Take every opportunity serious and make sure that you're following up with your clients, giving them the experience that they paid you for over and above, what they expected and really what you were contracted to do. Give them what they need. Obviously, give them what they want, but give them what they need. And that really is what's going to set you apart.